When you pass or skip the warm-up session, you will move on to the main training phase. The start screen will show one yellow bar in the middle and one on the top of the screen. The yellow bar on the top of the screen means that stimulation is now active. The yellow bar in the middle means that the stimulation is active for the whole time of this training session and that no breaks are set up. We will show you later in this video how to set up breaks and stimulation periods. First, find the pin icon and the corresponding first button on the left. If you press this button, you will have the opportunity to change the information screen on the RehaStim 2. Information like stimulation and break periods, active cycling of the patient, rounds per minute (RPM), and resistance are selectable. If you can see the pin next to the first button on the left, the screen will automatically change every 15 seconds. If you press this button, it will pin this screen in place and you will see an arrow symbol. By pressing this button again, you will unpin the screen and are able to change the information displayed. If you want to adjust the stimulation and break periods or the three parameters of frequency, pulse width and current, then please press the second button on the left with the gear wheels as the corresponding symbol. By pressing the appropriate button for pulse width and frequency, a column will appear and you can easily adjust these parameters by turning the knob. Press the knob to confirm your entry. If you want to adjust the currents, please press the third button on the right. You will be forwarded to the current test window that you are familiar with. Please select the channel you want to adjust and change the current by turning the knob. Press the knob to confirm your entry. By pressing the next button, you'll be forwarded to the left or green side of your channel configuration. By pressing the back button, you navigate back to the main training screen. Setting up stimulation and break intervals can be done using the period button. You can see a yellow bar on the top and in the middle of the screen. The yellow bar on the top means that stimulation is now active. The yellow bar in the middle means that the stimulation is active for the whole time of this training session and that no breaks are set up. The black arrow at the yellow bar in the middle shows the present point of stimulation time. If you want to adjust the stimulation and break times, please press the first button on the left with the corresponding plus symbol. After that, an orange marker appears and you're able to choose your first period of stimulation. Turn the knob to define a start point and press the knob to confirm your entry. Turn the knob again to adjust the duration of this period. Press the knob again to set up the end point for your stimulation period. If you have not chosen the whole training time for stimulation, you will have a small yellow bar as you can see in the video. The rest is now white, and that stands for a break period without stimulation. If you want to add more stimulation periods, please turn the knob with the orange frame into the white field. Now you can press the plus button, the first button on the left, to add stimulation periods as mentioned before. If you want to delete stimulation periods, please select this yellow field with the orange frame and press the minus button, the second button on the left. You can also check the start, end, and stimulation time for each stimulation period you have set up in the middle of the screen. In our video, the stimulation period starts at 4.5 minutes and ends at 7 minutes. The stimulation time, or the total duration of the stimulation, is 2.5 minutes. Now you can see that we have set up the stimulation time for the whole training session manually. This is also possible with the second button on the right, where you can delete your entry and go back to the default setting, which is a single whole period of stimulation. We press the Save button and then the Back button to return to the main training screen. Our focus is now on the third button on the left, where you can introduce a stimulation break manually. If you see the red circle around the alternating current symbol, stimulation is active. If you don't see the red circle around the alternating current symbol, the stimulation is paused. You can change the resistance using the second button on the right. You can adjust resistance by turning the knob and pressing it to confirm your entry. The same can be done with the speed by pressing the third button on the right. With the brake button, you can manually pause the whole program for the patient. Pressing the Cooldown button will allow you to skip the rest of the training session and go directly to the cooldown.